Hi, this is Jessica Mockett again with Purrrfect Bonds. I am a feline training and behavior consultant, as well as a feline nutrition and health coach. And I also do energy work, body code, emotion code, belief code. We're gonna talk today about utilizing supplements in our cat's nutritional plan. I'm not gonna be detailed today as far as brands or the type of supplements per se, although I will give you a small list of things that I think are most crucial. Ideally, you need to work with somebody like myself who has some education and knowledge and understanding of supplements and their quality. And if your animal has a specific need, like, if they are diabetic or they have early stages of kidney disease, or they might have feline hyperesthesia syndromes, if you've already got a diagnosis of some sort, to get the correct information as far as dosing, as far as the type of supplements that are going to be most beneficial for that. But today we're just talking about general health and wellness for our felines. I want to give you 6 tips on how to utilize supplements, things to think about when you're utilizing supplements. But before we jump into that, I want to talk about why. Why do you want to use supplements with your cats? Aren't cats super finicky? Won't they just reject anything that I put into their food? And those are legitimate questions, and that's what I'm hoping to address with my tips today. We want to include supplements in our cat's nutritional plan if we are feeding commercially produced diets. Most commercially produced foods, kibbles in particular, do not have great nutrition, and here's why. Because they're cooked at such intense high heats, the nutrition that is in the foods breaks down. And that's why you'll see a big list of added nutrition at the end of each ingredient list for your kibbles or your canned foods. And even some of your raw foods that are formulated to meet AAFCO standards, or your fresh packed foods, the added nutrition should still be fairly viable and stable. I mean, it's the same for us in our own diets. If we eat raw, fresh food, there's a far more powerful nutrition in raw, fresh food than there is in, highly processed cooked foods. It's the same for our cats. So that's why we want to think about adding supplementation as a preventative measure for their optimal health and wellness. When we add additional nutrition to our pet's food, our cat's food, then we are giving them more capacity within their bodies, within their digestive tract, to have a healthier immune system, to have stronger organs, to have more beautiful skin, fur coat, teeth, nails. I mean, we're supporting all of that when we're giving healthy nutrition, or we're adding nutrition to the foods. Let's start with our 6 tips. Tip number 1, I want you to purchase quality supplements. And that can be really tricky to understand and to do. And I'm still learning and growing, or discovering new businesses that are creating great supplements. It's an ongoing learning process. Companies that used to make a great product may be sold to a larger company and the formula changes. That's pretty common in the marketplace. So we want to do our best to keep up with the company that we are purchasing from, making sure that the viability of the product is remaining the same. For quality supplements, wherever possible, use a whole food supplement. And that means the nutrition is derived from a plant or animal, so it's whole food nutrition. It's not a chemically or synthetically produced nutrient. And a lot of times what we see in our kibbles and our canned food are more synthetically produced or mirrored vitamins and nutritional supplements added to the end. And that's because synthetic tends to be cheaper. And to help the company maintain higher profit margins, then of course they're going to choose a product that's not as great. Again, whole food nutrition is what is the absolute ideal when we're picking supplements for our animals. Human grade supplements or human grade ingredients are also ideal when looking for your cats. Now, it can get a little complicated for us dosing wise. Say for instance, you've picked a wonderful B complex vitamin and it's safe for your kitty. There's no vegetable or ingredient like garlic in it that might cause a problem for them over time. And say it's 500 milligrams per capsule and it's a powder in the capsule, right? Then you have to know what portion of that capsule is safe to give to my cat on a daily basis. So understanding the correct, dosage when you're using human grade products is something that you need to be aware of. You can't just give them the same dose that you would take for yourself. It's a much, much smaller dose. Another idea for how to get a quality supplement, I would recommend in general that you pick from companies that are a little more boutique, a little smaller, but with a caveat, but who have great reviews or a high reputation, high standards. A great way to tell if they're a quality company is whether or not they put their products through third-party testing for purity and quality. It's an expensive process to do, and they will tell you if they're doing it or not, because they want their customers to know that their product is safe. When you're looking at pet-specific products, that's a great way to know if they're willing to pay for that third-party testing, because that tells me that they have the animal's best interest in mind. They want to make sure whatever they're giving to that animal is clean and viable for them. If you're purchasing essential oils, this is one that you really want to make sure that you are purchasing from a supplier that is dedicated to purity. You need to find that third-party testing. Their essential oils need to be so high quality that humans can consume them, assuming it's a consumable oil. Some oils are never consumable, but if it's a lemon oil, as a human, you should be able to eat it. It needs to be that pure. Because cats are more sensitive to essential oils, and there's a lot of misnomers on the internets about essential oils are always deadly to cats, and that is not true, not at all. I use essential oils on my cats all the time. They are healthy cats. You just need to make sure that they are heavily diluted and that you're following instruction from a holistic veterinarian. Now, we never ever feed oils directly to our cat, but we heavily dilute them and use them topically. And then the cat is able to consume through grooming a very minute amount of the oil, and that's enough for them. It works really well for them, and it does not put pressure on their liver or kidneys. Purchasing your supplements, especially pet-specific supplements, from a holistic veterinarian or a company that has holistic veterinarians as part of the creative team for your supplements, that is optimal as well. Now, there's a lot of supplements out there that are veterinarian created, but what I am asking you to do is look for holistic veterinarians. There's a difference. Both went to the same type of medical school. Holistic veterinarians have opted for additional training in realms of nutrition and supplementation, homeopathy, Chinese herbal medicine, acupuncture. So they have a broader range or perspective on what animal health really looks like. So that's why I would always recommend you choose a pet product from a holistic veterinarian perspective. Tip number 2, when you have your quality supplements, you want to store them correctly so that they remain viable for as long as possible. Let's go over some of the ways that we can store them properly. In general, you want to make sure that you're not storing your vitamins and supplements next to a microwave, next to your computers, or where you charge your cell phone every day. We want to keep the electromagnetic radiation further away from our supplements because it can have an influence on them. Additionally, we want to think about storing our supplements in darker places and temperatures that are in the 60 to 70 range. Another thing to consider when storing is the refrigerator. Now, as long as you don't have a highly sensitive remedy, those are usually more of your energy medicine type of remedies like homeopathy, they can be stored inside the refrigerator to keep them viable longer. And this is especially great for probiotics, digestive enzymes, your omegas, anything that you've opened and you're starting to use on a regular basis. I store mine in the fridge, just extra precaution for keeping them viable. If you have suspension supplements like a colloidal copper or colloidal silver, those really are sensitive and you need to make sure that they are stored extra properly. And I choose aluminum boxes. I have an aluminum toolbox that you might see on the back of a truck bed, and I store my colloidals in there. I also store my flower essences and my homeopathy that I'm not using, cell salts, and I keep them in the basement so it is cooler and darker too, but obviously if it's in the box, it's pretty dark. Essential oils also benefit from cool, dark places. And I wouldn't recommend refrigeration for essential oils, but a drawer or a cabinet in an area of the home that stays cool and and not overly humid. Tip number 3, get supplements that are easily mixed into wet food, whether that's canned or raw or home cooked. This is because it's a great mode of transportation that is more acceptable to the cat. Tip number 4 is slowly acclimate your cat to the supplement. You don't want to get a supplement, say a CoQ10, and put in 50 milligrams all at once into the cat's wet food. Your cat could, through their highly sensitive smell, reject it. So what I always recommend is when we're introducing a new supplement, we go very slowly. If it would be 50 milligrams that you need to put in overall, or a 1 ml dropper full, then I recommend instead of 50 milligrams, you do 10 or 15 milligrams. Instead of 1 ml, you do a 1/4 ml. And that way you're slowly introducing the supplement to your cat. They become desensitized to it. So instead of day 1, we have nothing. Day 2, we have the full dose and the cat rejects it. And then you walk away saying, oh, my cat won't take supplements. Well, you have to take, 1 to 2 weeks to slowly introduce that full dose. When you start supplements, only start 2 at a time, 1 at a time. And then once you've got them acclimated, then you add your 3rd and a 4th, and then you can add a 5th or a 6th. Now, if you have a cat that's sick and has a more urgent need, then we're gonna look at adding things more quickly. But again, we're still gonna slowly introduce to make sure that your cat is willing to eat it. Because if you put all of these expensive supplements in the cat food and they never eat it, then you're just gonna be grumps because you've wasted money. At this point, my cats are used to getting 5, 6, 7 different supplements at each wet meal, and they eat it just fine. So it's really important to slowly acclimate the cats to the supplements. Tip number 5, taste the supplement yourself. You might say, ew, but it's for the pet. Don't be grossed out. It's not the same as cat food. And even then, you really should be feeding your cats food that lean more towards human grade ingredients than not. Taste it, and then you'll know, is it bitter? Is it sour? Is it salty? Is it sweet? Because if it's sweet, they won't notice it at all. Is it spicy? And you're like, spicy? Why would a supplement be spicy? Well, if your cat, for instance, has cancer, then you may want to start adding curcumin turmeric into their supplement regime. And it's spicy. I don't want to add a lot because while cats can't taste the nuances of spice, they can taste the heat. And if we put a whole dose in, it might be too spicy for your cat to consume. Curcumin and turmeric are kind of tricky in that way, figuring out how to get them to consume the correct dose. But just be aware and taste. Taste it. Does it taste okay? Does it taste like nothing to you? Now you have to remember that the cats are also, their sense of smell is playing a huge role in what they're willing to eat, and they can smell so much more than we can. But again, just helping you understand, okay, this is bitter, so I only want to put a couple of drops in to start with, even if it's a 1 ml dose, right? Then you can, slowly start adding 3 drops, then 4 or 5 drops, etc. Tip number 6, our last tip for today. If you have a multi-cat home or you have a tight budget, then you can stretch your supplements. You don't have to do the full dose. Your cat is gonna get benefits if you do a lower dose and you're doing it long term. Now, I do that in my home. There are 6 cats and money can be tight. So I choose when I'm purchasing my supplements and using my supplements to extend them. So say for instance, if your supplement calls for a 0.5 milliliter per cat, that means I would need to put in 3 milliliters into my wet food mix in order to get the right dose to all 6 cats. I might opt to do only 2 milliliters into the food. So the cats are getting slightly less than the suggested dose. And you can do that with all of your supplements. Now, the only caveat I would put in there is that if you have an animal that is suffering from an illness, a chronic disease, then you may want to consider giving them the full dose all the time until their body is more recovered. Just giving them that extra boost to help the healing process. I'm just going to give you a handful of supplements that I think are pretty critical for overall wellness, general health for a feline. I always recommend digestive enzymes, and I use a human grade digestive enzyme. There are a couple of pet grade digestive enzymes that are good quality, but in general, your digestive enzymes for pets, Again, when you think of those big corporations, they're doing all that they can to make a profit. So they are not giving you the highest quality product. They're just not. Digestive enzymes, really important to help your cat absorb as much nutrition as possible, break down the foods they're consuming more easily. It's a really great thing to do. And I think I'm gonna put a little sample in here of the digestive enzyme that I use, and I'm gonna show you how it takes baby food, the consistency of baby food, and how quickly it helps to liquefy that. And that's showing you that it's actually helping to digest that. And when that happens inside the cat's belly, it just helps break it down faster, get it into the system more easily, and absorb more of the nutrition that you're giving them in the food. Probiotics are a great thing. Now, there's a lot of ongoing debate whether it's viable or not, how successful probiotics can be. And if you're giving a brand name pet food probiotic to your cat, I'm doing that face. If you're giving your cat a raw food, whole food, human grade probiotic, that's a much better thing to do. Probiotics can struggle to get all the way down the small intestine, and that's really critical. But here's my stance. It's better to have some support than no support. Probiotics are especially critical if your cat has had antibiotics. You need to give them the probiotic to boost their healthy bacteria within their system. Next, I'm gonna tell you that I would do an omega-3. Omegas are so beneficial for helping reduce inflammation. And if your cat is on a dominantly or 100% commercial diet, particularly kibble, then they're going to have gut inflammation. I'm gonna recommend that you do a high quality fish oil. Omegas can come from other sources, but when it comes to our kitties, I am on the side of fish over, say, flax. With that fish oil, please make sure that you're getting it from fish that are small. So the fish oil needs to come from anchovies or sardines or little fishies. And the reason for that is because they have a lower heavy metal content. We have heavy metal toxicity in our water system. So we want to make sure that the fishes have the lowest amount of heavy metal content possible. That way there's less of a chance of your cat having the excess heavy metals in their system. The fourth thing that I would recommend is a multivitamin or immune boosting supplement of some kind. This can be really critical, especially if it's a whole food multivitamin. You would also potentially want to look at a B complex vitamin, again from a whole food source, most ideal. The last thing I would recommend for general health and wellness would be CoQ10, and this is a great antioxidant. It's especially great for cats that are aging. It's good for supporting the heart. It's a quality supplement to add into the mix. I hope that you've enjoyed these tips and are really interested in incorporating more holistic options into your cat's wellness and nutrition plan. It's so important for prevention of disease, for maintaining energy and wellness for our felines. If you need extra support and want to work with me, you'll find my website address in the About This video description below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel to help us grow the Purrrfect Cat Guardian audience. We really want to reach more cat guardians and helping them learn tips and tricks and tools that will create more perfection within their homes for their cats. Thanks so much for joining, you guys, and we'll see you next time.